Happy Thursday, weigh-in Thursday. I was going to say weigh-in Friday, but it's weigh-in Thursday. I'm just double checking to see if it's going to be too windy here tonight because we're at the dog park getting our exercise in, me and Dasher. And I wanted to do a little bit of videoing with you guys while I'm here because it's just so nice and beautiful. Tomorrow the weather's going to turn really cold. Oh, I think somebody else is here. I hear them in the porta potty. Well, hello. Good evening, folks. Happy Friday. What can you do? I had started filming the previous clip yesterday while I was at the dog park. And it always seems like when I go to the dog park, I get interrupted, which is totally fine. My attention should be on my dog. I totally get that. So I was not able to finish videotaping with you guys. Now tonight being Friday, I'm covering football, and I have to drive like an hour and a half to go cover a game. So that'll be fun. And I'm on a county road. I see a couple cars. I don't know if they're police cars, undercover. You know how that goes. So I gotta be careful. Doesn't look like it. I think we're good. So yeah, I'm on my way to go cover a football game, and then I'm going to turn around and come right back home tonight. So it's like a 3-hour round trip just to cover football, and then that's because we're dedicated. And then tomorrow we're going to wake up early and head to Minneapolis, visit my dad, and take him out to lunch. If he agrees to go, this will be his second time out of the nursing home since he was placed there, so this is kind of fun. We're all gonna just have a nice time and eat a nice lunch together. So that's plans for tomorrow. Back to weigh-in. Did I give you my results or not? If I didn't, which maybe I'll cut this out if I don't remember or if I retold it, but so my weigh-in yesterday was lost that 1.6, which is what I had hoped to lose. And that was the same amount of weight that I gained when I went out of town for my trip to New Orleans. So 1 week later, I took all that weight back off, and now I'm back at 193.8, which I've been sitting at for quite a while, but that's okay. And that's a total of 20 pounds off. So I'll take it. If you can see through my peripheral view over here, you'll see all these beautiful fall colors on all the trees as I'm passing by. That's a little treat for you. Very exciting. Anyways, so let's see. You know, I kind of wanted to do something a little different with this video. I think, you know, it's okay to talk about what worked, what didn't work. Obviously, this week I paid attention to what I was putting in my mouth. I did more tracking using the iTrack Bites app. I made better food choices. Increased my walking, you know, just did all the things that I can remember to do and try to do it right, and that helped to take the weight off. And the best part is that I wasn't filling my face with high salty food items. So that helps. But what I wanted to do was talk a little bit more about a different topic. So the topic that I wanted to touch on tonight was a little bit more, I've covered this topic in the past, but I just wanted to bring it back to the front of my mind again, and that's self-sabotage. For some reason, that kept coming up in my mind this week, and what I'm noticing is that, for instance, it wasn't necessarily, you know, these preconceived appointments that we had this week that brought me to a position where I had to choose to go out to eat for dinner. So it wasn't even like that. We knew there was going to be dates this weekend, or this past week, that we were going to be going to eat at a restaurant. And so when I go to a restaurant and I'm trying to be good and try to eat foods that are not going to increase my salt and increase a bunch of calories and do a woozy on my body, I try to stay within a salad type meal. But I found, and I will tell you that this week I was able to do that successfully. So there was 2 meals that we ate out. And at both meals, oh, I know what it was. So Sunday, this previous Sunday, we were all gathering together at a sports bar to watch the Cowboys play against the Packers, and we were all eating meals. And so I chose the Caesar salad, of course, off the menu, just because I thought, okay, I'm going to play it safe. It doesn't matter that it's like mid-week for weigh-in, because my weigh-in isn't until Thursday. I just thought to myself, I'm not going to have the hamburger. But on a Sunday before a Thursday weigh-in, I totally would have said, yeah, I'll have the hamburger. I've got plenty of days to work that weight off. So that's kind of part of that mentality of the self-sabotage, right? And so, and what gets us in trouble is we continue on with that thinking day after day after day. Oh, well, it's Monday. I still have 3 more days to get off whatever that extra weight was, or that water weight from all the salt, and flush it out with drinking more water or whatever. And you get into this thought process like, that you're going to do all these remedies to help take that weight off, versus just making the better choice to begin with. Now, for me, when I go to a restaurant, I don't tend to eat the full meal, because to me it's just too much food, and I feel like the portion sizes in restaurants are quite large, and so I tend to take half the meal home anyway. So I don't really even enjoy the food. And so, and I've talked about this in the past, that I'm not much of a food person. Like, I can't explain what it is. It's more sweets than food, like high caloric food items. It's just more sweets and sugar that is my downfall. But so these larger meals, and then when I'm must have some anxiety issues too, I don't know, but when I'm in a group setting and we're all at the restaurant, sometimes I feel self-conscious and start analyzing things through my meal, and then I just don't end up eating it anyway, the whole meal, for those reasons. It's just really weird. But aside from all of that, then this past week on Wednesday, this is the night now before weigh-in, we're going out to dinner again at a restaurant, and that was that time, if you follow me on Instagram, I was posting about how we were having producer school, and we were getting all of our employees together to give them a last encouraging message prior to playoffs for this time of year with sports. And so we, took all the people in our business out to eat. So again, I was faced with that dilemma. Do I eat a big meal full of high calories and lots of salt, and then pay for it the next day on the scale, knowing full well that that was my decision, that I chose to do that? Or do I constantly try to keep my goal in mind and try to eat a better, sensible meal that's not so high in calories? So again, I chose to eat a salad. But this time I chose a different salad. It was called the Wisconsin salad, but it had like cranberries and nuts and chicken and just a bunch of goodies. And so it probably wasn't the best decision, but it was my decision, and a decision I was okay with. So then the next day, which was my weigh-in day, I had lost that 1.6 pounds that I gained the week before, and I didn't lose any more. But I was okay with that, because again, my 2 meals that week were out to eat, both salads, but still both more calories than what I should have been eating and what I could have been eating at home. So again, I'm okay with that, because in order to be successful, I think, in my mind, you have to be conscious of what's happening going forward. So you can't just be clueless. So for me, I knew we were going to be going out to eat twice last week. So I had to prepare. I had to plan. I had to think to myself, those 2 days could possibly be high calorie days. How do I want to spend my calories? How do I want to spend the rest of my meals that week in preparation or in recovery of those 2 meals? And ultimately, what is my goal? What is my why? So just a couple things to think about self-sabotage. In the past, I totally would have been clueless. I would have played the clueless card. I would have been like, oh, I'm not even thinking about weigh-in day or the next 7 days, or truly how much weight and water weight can the body take off between the day that I splurge on a meal and the day of weigh-in. So it's just like, those are the days that self-sabotage, where your self-sabotage can be led to, is because you're not planning. And it's not because you are doing this mentally to yourself on purpose. And it's just about not being here, not being present, and not planning ahead. So if you can be present, if you can be mindful, and if you can constantly be sitting there thinking about what the next 7 days is going to entail and bring to you, then it's possible that you can be successful without sabotaging yourself. I'm not saying we don't have weak moments. I'm not saying that there's not spontaneous meals that are just chosen to be eaten out. I'm just saying, in the long run, if you know that there's going to be times where you're going to be out to eat the following week, then plan for it. So, okay, that was on my mind this week. Just wanted to make sure I touched base on that, and give you guys my thoughts on self-sabotage. And it just seems as though it was pertinent, and I needed to touch on that. All right, so thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and follow me. And again, I don't upload often. I try to do at least once a week, and I've been doing that lately, and I feel good about it. And so at least I bring to you one weekly video of my weigh-in, and things are going in the right direction. Keep up the good fight. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.